All right, so this is the overview of the Minoan civilization. All right, so the Minoan civilization was a Bronze Age culture that flourished on the island of Crete from around 3100 BC to 1100 BC. It is often regarded as the first advanced civilization in Europe, known for its monumental architecture, vibrant art, and complex society. All right, so this is some of the Minoan artwork. So I'm going to show you, blow it up a little bit. It says Crete became the foremost site of Bronze Age culture in the Aegean Sea, and in fact it was the first center of high civilization in that area, beginning at the end of the 3rd millennium BCE, reaching its peak about 1600 BCE and the later 15th century. Minoan civilization was remarkable for its great cities and palaces, its extended trade throughout the Levant and beyond, and its use of writing. Its sophisticated art included elaborate seals, pottery, especially the famous Kamari's ware with its light on dark style of decoration, so on and so forth. They had frescoes, palaces, and whatnot. All right, so you know they had dealings throughout the Levant. Okay, so that's our first tie to over there in the land of Israel. Okay. All right, so this is another key point right here. It says the Minoan civilization, Europe's first great empire. All right, so they were responsible for the architecture that you see in Rome today, as they were the founders of Rome. All right. Known for its advanced culture, impressive architectural feats, and influences on later Greek societies, the Minoans left a profound legacy despite their mysterious disappearance. All right. All right, so I'm going to go into Wikipedia real quick, and I'm going to show you another tie with those peoples to the Minoans. Because as you just saw, they were responsible for the Greek architecture, right? It says the term Japhetite, sometimes called Japhethites, all right, in an adjective form, Japhetic or Japhetic, refers to the descendants of Japheth, one of the 3 sons of Noah in the book of Genesis. The term was used in ethnological and linguistic writings from the 18th to the 20th centuries as a biblically derived racial classification for the European peoples. You see that? But it's now considered obsolete. So they considered it obsolete because of Edomite iconoclasm, whitewashing. You see? It says medieval ethnographers believed that the world had been divided into 3 large-scale groupings, corresponding to the 3 classical continents. All right? So the Semitic peoples of Asia, we know Shamitic actually is the term, of Asia. You see that? And we talk about Israel being over in Asia. And you see in this map that they have here, they have Asia and they have Shum right there. Right? And down in Europe on the left corner, it says Europa, because that was the ancient name. And it says what there? Japheth. And you see Africa says Ham, but it says Kham in the Paleo, right? But and then you have this map was supposed to be, I guess, representative of they back then they thought the earth was maybe flat or round or whatever, but in the ancient times this is how they mapped it out. All right, so you see that right there, right? So Europa is associated with Japheth, right? See, white people, the Caucasian race, and linguistics, and it referred to the Indo-European languages. Okay, so it goes into the languages right there. But I wanted to show you this right here because this is important. All right, so now we're gonna get into the 2 main characters that are associated with the foundation of Rome, which is twin brothers Romulus and Remus. All right, so we're gonna get into their history because they're important in the story of Rome, right? In its founding, it says in Roman mythology, Romulus and Remus are twin brothers whose story tells of the events that led to the founding of the city of Rome and the Roman kingdom by Romulus, following his fratricide of Remus. All right. So it says the image of the she-wolf suckling the twins in their infancy has been a symbol of the city of Rome and the ancient Romans. So the wolf, you know what I'm saying? That has an association with the scripture that comes to mind. Behold, I send you as sheep in the midst of wolves, right? So I wanna cover who their ancestors were, because to know a person, you got to know them by their father, right? They are who their father is. So altar to Mars, divine father of Romulus and Remus, and his name is actually Martius, and he was called the god of war because he was a great general of their people, which would be the Albalanga. Okay, so these images right here, let's see, depictions in art. Let's see. So of course this is like they did this artwork probably in the Renaissance era. Where the iconoclast a lot of stuff. All right. So this is not what I was looking for exactly, but let me pull up. There we go. Amulius, all right, Albalonga. In Roman mythology, Amulius was king of Albalonga, who ordered the death of his infant twin grandnephews, Romulus, the eventual founder and king of Rome, and Remus. He was deposed and killed by them after they survived and grew to adulthood. So I want you to see this. So the Japhites were obviously melanated as well. So you have this ancient image, probably more than likely predating the Renaissance era. And you see that these people are melanated. You can't hide that. And a lot of the ancient writings and paintings have been changed for the benefit of the liar. Okay, Constantine Manassas. That's what the miniature is from, portraying Amulius' rape of his niece. So, oh my goodness, that's horrible. I didn't even know about all that. All right, so you see that, and so I want to get to Albalonga, okay, in their kingdom. It's an ancient Latin city in central Italy in the vicinity of Lake Albano in the Alban Hills. The ancient Romans believed it to be the founder and head of the Latin League before it was destroyed by the Roman kingdom, right? Around the middle of the 7th century BC, and its inhabitants were forced to settle in Rome. All right, so in legend, Romulus and Remus, founders of Rome, had come from the royal dynasty of Albalonga, right? So they come from Albalonga. And so I had, okay, I guess I already clicked on that one, but I was in a different area where it had some other depictions of the people of Albalonga. Man, yo. She could have been, like, she legit could have been. This is the founder of Albalonga. And I want you to notice, because that's the elder apostles that brought out, Rome was started by the Minoans. Okay, if you look at the features, they was a melanated people. And he was the answer. So let's get that. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, these brothers in the back right here, those are Japhites. See, they got the dark skin, the Minoan people. Remember that name, Minoan. All right, so we're gonna skip through this a little bit. We're gonna get to the next level of the screen. All right, so Albalonga, that's where they to Venus, because a lot of this is kind of fluff. Silvius is another ancestor or whatever. They said he succeeded Ascanius as king of Albalonga. So this is like the family line, going all the way down to Romulus and Remus at the bottom there, right? And culture, right? It says a combination characteristic of early Rome. Right, so they was big on agriculture in early Rome. That's when they was actually growing things, and they was actually really creative, and they had beautiful architecture and artwork and stuff like that. Those Roman pillars you see and all that. Who you think? Who you think created that? The Japhites. Very him. They was. Let me get this right here real quick. Let's see. Oh yeah, so that was Mars right there. So basically, that's a picture of Mars right there. And then I blew it up a little bit so you can see his features up close. You know, you see he got a kind of like the curly beard and all that. That's a Japhetic man right there. And so strong is the first biblical reference, right? It's from the but the from how about Shimi Shai. All right, but it's now to the finish. So yeah,
I'm sorry, I gotta skip through this stuff because I'm trying to shorten the video.
and then the comment, I fight don't put it over this saw so it is Ishmaelites, the Arab nations, that because they progenitor was Ishmael, the son of Abraham and the bondwoman Hagar, who began the Arabian nationals. You know what I'm saying? Arabia, the Arabs, I should say. You see, and of course Esau got with an Ishmaelite woman. You know what I'm saying? And married her, and he also married what I think a Hamite woman. Alone, it's got to be features of Noah. Okay. Look at brother over here. Wait, the brother over here though. Not him. He got that red thing going on. But this brother right here though, you know. Yeah, man, that's Japheth, man. You know, the son, hey, sons of Noah. These are, the descendants that they was able to get an artistic rendering on. You see, got the little Disney movie. They be trying to drop little gems in there and stuff like that. But these are people with an ancient heritage and culture that go back to the line of Japheth.
All right, but one thing we need to know is that they don't. They pretty much went into like pagan customs. They wasn't the blessed line, so of course they're gonna have a different outlook on everything. They might be trying to claim lineage and whatnot, right? But the history is clear on who the Minoan people are. They turn into they go from Minoan to Samoan. You see that? And the Polynesian and Negian, all them people, they all the same people, and they Pacific Islanders now. Because they was pretty much forced out of their original home, and that's pretty much the base of this lesson. And so it's to be taken with a grain of salt. I advise you do your own research. Until the next one, shalom.